Why hello there and good morning. As you can see outside it's kind of becoming fall, getting time to engage in winter projects. And I've got a doozy here. Every motorhome needs some form of heat. Now then, I'm not into diesel heaters, that's going to pollute the world. I'm into something else that'll pollute. But yeah, diesels stink and you've got to carry the fuel around with you, etc. Some people go, oh, go all electric. Yeah, good luck with that. Resistive heating and electric will blow your batteries out pretty fast. By blowing out, I mean wear them down pretty quick. So what I've decided to do, a motorhome wood stove using a colour gas bottle here. First thing I did was you cut the top off here like that to reveal the inside. You've got a big space here. I did some masking tape here to show where the holes are going to go for the door. So the door's going to be there and the clean out is going to be there. Now then, people go, just cut that out and you'll be all fine, stick it together. You've got a wood stove. No, you haven't, because this thing here, if you didn't put a liner in it, it would get extremely hot and become a potential hazard. This here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of square or circular pipe in here. You know, probably about quarter of an inch thickness. Give us some good insulation. That's what we're going to call the firebox. And then when that's done, then you cut a hole here for the chimney to come out. It'll only be a small chimney, maybe a 2-inch chimney. Now we've got that already cut out, a little bit like this. There you go. So that's cut out. Now I just have to file around here and take off the masking tape. When you're building a wood stove and you've got the door here, it's always nice to have a piece of glass in there, so when the wood stove's on you can see the flames. It's just a very warming feeling, other than the actual heat that's being put out by the wood stove. So I want to see if I can find a piece of heat-proof glass that I can work into this door. Well, it's quite a windy day today. There's a warning that says the windstorm's coming. So here we are at the recycling yard. They've got all kinds of stuff. Luckily it's current to bite-sized pieces, so you don't have to buy full lengths of the tubing that we need. They got springs, they got everything. Also found a nice piece of sheet steel for the top of this wood stove thing here, and it's exactly the right width. So now, after being to the recycling yard, I was able to get a piece of metal here, metal tubing. It's pretty thick. I'm just marking out where I'm going to cut the window. And this is going to be the firebox. So this is going to be the window where we feed the wood and stuff in. And it's going to go behind there. And I'm going to enlarge this slightly so I have more room to put more wood. I mean, you know, you don't want to be putting twigs in, you know, all night long. You want to be able to put something a bit more substantial. So that's where we're at now. So I'm going to cut these out with the machine, this angle grinder. Just got a packet of blades, so no. Okay, grinding blades here, working great. Hello there. Okay, that's just the first cut. That's how long it took. Slow process. If I had a cutting torch I would do it quicker, but always wear eye protection. Always. Looking down from the top end, you can see that the firebox is much smaller than the actual shell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a line down each side and then lift this up and put a spacer in each side so that the firebox will be much bigger, because that's what you want. You don't, if you're camping or something like that, you don't want to be feeding the fire every 20 minutes just to keep it working. Oh, that was fun. So now we've got the firebox split lengthways, and with this extra material here that we've cut off, that is going to fit in perfect, except it's going to be a bit short, but that's okay, because near the top here I'm going to have to put in one or two secondary burn tubes, and they will go across there, do a right angle and go down and out from the bottom. And then when they suck the air in from the bottom, it will get superheated from the fire inside the firebox, and then by the time the hot air is here, it will do a secondary burn on the firewood or whatever you're burning. Coal, coke, I don't know. Okay, great. That's the box lengthened. Let's see what else there is to do. So now it's stretched out. It fits in here exactly perfect. That was lucky. Almost like we'd measured it or something. I don't know. But anyhow, this is where we're at now. Next part is to cut some inserts to go into these areas here that are open. And one of those areas will have a hole in it where this pipe will go through. This is the secondary burn pipe there. So continuing on tomorrow once I cut these pieces to length. So this is the firebox now then. In here is our secondary burn tube. This is a baffle which is just below the chimney here. This is going to be the chimney exit here, and I'll probably do a right hand, put a vertical in there. Now normally I would put the chimney at the back of the fireplace, but because I split this tube, cut it lengthways to make it larger that way, I end up with a space there, and I thought, well, why not? You know, why not just put the chimney out the side? So we'll see how that works. Now these guys here are going to fit in the firebox, and they will guide the ashes down into the tray, bearing in mind that this is lying on the side, right, because that's the front, and below here is going to be the ash tray. So these will guide the ashes into the ash tray, one at either side, and this will be the grate. I need one more piece and I can weld that together. That can be the fire grate, no problem. And so it's all coming together. A bit slow, but we're doing it. And slowly but surely this welding thing's coming together. That's it for tonight, because I need to cut some more metal and it's kind of late, so I don't want to disturb the neighbours. So I'll hit it first thing in the morning and we'll continue onwards. But I'm quite happy with the results so far. Secondary burner tube there. And that's the chimney. Okay, now we're going to make the fire grate. This guy here, I've just got it all cut out and welded. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to fit in the firebox good. Alright, so this appears to fit inside the firebox good. Now the next thing is filling these gaps here and those gaps there. Now we're just getting ready to weld the actual stove top onto the firebox here before we put it inside the gas bottle. Okay, we've got that cooking surface welded onto the firebox. Now we've just got to weld the whole thing, at least this cooking surface, onto the gas bottle here. Oh, we're just having the kit now. I mean, welding, come on, I love welding, you know, I love welding. And especially this, I've already made one wood stove, so this is not as brain teasing as the first time I made it. Well, I didn't realise it, but this is a 3-pan stove top. That's great, excellent. So the door's coming on, slowly but surely. Got a couple more holes to fill, put a bit weld in there to fill them out, just smooth it down a bit, but it's coming on well, weld. And this is getting filed out, it's getting ground down more. So we'll keep going on that and get that finished. And continuing on, can you see that bar there? I've got one there and one further back over here. And they will hold this ashtray here, which I've started to weld up. I haven't cleaned the welds yet, I've just got it all tacked together. So that will just fit in there, supposedly. And there you go. There you go. Right, the next thing that I've been doing is putting some filling here, filling around the door where the firebox meets with the cali gas, the gas bottle shell. So doing a little bit welding on that. Now the next thing, I'm waiting for a glass to come. You've got to have a glass for the door. I'm still waiting for that to come from the internet. So I'm starting to do some sealing around here using some copper. I've got a piece of copper tube in here. I've cut it lengthways. I'm going to open it out, beat it flat and use it like a flat piece of copper. So what I do is take this piece here, put a pair of channel locks on it and just open it out like that. So it's taking it from tube to flat, which it used to be originally in the factory. Now a machine that makes it into a copper tube. So now I'm doing what, reverse engineering? I don't know. But I'm enjoying it. Hope everybody's doing alright at home. Getting the winter coming on here, there's all kinds of stuff going on in America with the COVID and that. I'm sure it's throughout the rest of the world. Hope everybody gets vaccinated and is healthy. Here we go, look at this piece of art. Ooh. That's it there. So that's the top part taken care of. Now for the bottom part, we're going to do the same thing. Take this piece of copper strip from a unfurled copper pipe, put a design on it, sand it down so it's nice and smooth, and then do the patina. Then once you got it flattened out, I'm just using these tin snips to cut lengthways down that strip of copper here. There we go. And you end up with two pieces of copper, and I want to use them as as decoration around here like this. I'll show you. So that's going to go around the edge of this ashtray here, just to seal the gap, to stop the air going through there, so we can control the fire completely. On the secondary air inlet, we've got a little valve here that I'm putting in. I'm not sure how I'm going to make that work, but it will. The next step is to drill some holes in the ashtray front here with which to attach this copper. So this copper will overlap this edge by about maybe 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, and that will help seal the firebox in here. See, there you go. See, there's a gap there, as you can see. So that will help cover the gap, and I might even put some of that special rope, you know, gasket rope, heat-proof gasket in there. So next thing to do is take the gas bottle, turn it on, and I want to heat this up so we get a nice patina on it. It's shiny copper, looks fine at the moment, but patina is better. So you just grab your copper, you put your torch on there. You start at one end and just slowly do that till you see your colour change, and then continue on to the next area. Is anything happening yet? Starting to a little. Here you go. There, look at that. Isn't that lovely? You know, you've got your reds and blues in there and yellows. Once your piece of copper is tempered and decorated and patinaed, then you attach a rivet to that side and stretch it out, go to this side, drill another hole for the rivet and put the rivet in. Okay, see, this is going to work how it does. Just put it in there like that, give it a good squeeze, and hopefully, indeed. And there we go, we've got a nice tight seal there. I'm not sure whether to put another rivet either side, we'll decide later on. And then on the same ashtray, we're going to attach this piece of copper there. So we're going to get some bottom lip to seal as well. Okay, now we're putting on the chimney. And I've put on a little vent. This is upside down. This is all upside down. So once the right side up, I'm going to put a little flap there. So if we need extra suction to draw the smoke through, I can just open it a little bit. That's the theory. And this fella here is now balanced on there and welded. So nice solid base, and somewhat adds a nice shape to it, a bit more organic to contrast with the square top. Why, you can never do too much welding, can you really? Just got a couple of little spots here, got to clean this area up here, got a couple of holes that need filling, so let's do it. Okay, now for a little bit of grinding on this area, and we'll get nice and flat looking and presentable. Now we're starting to make the inspection glass cover here for the door. It's going to take up most of the door because it was the wrong size. They sent the wrong size glass, but rather than wait, I'm just going to go ahead and make it, you know, put this in. And I made all this on this piece of bar here. Just put it in, took the hammer and bent it over that way, turned it round that way, did that, and then the next thing to do will be to join this together so it holds its shape, and then I can put this, well, it's going to take that piece of glass, I don't know if you can see that, that's the heat proof glass, and yeah, once that's all made like that, I need to integrate this into the actual door. This part here is part of the door. Yep, a spot of paint makes all the difference. We've now got the door hinges made. I've got these door hinges attached to there, and then the other part is getting ready to be welded onto that area. So it's all coming on, and this is going to be the handle. I think, I'm not dead sure about that, but it's a rough up of the handle. This wood stove's coming on pretty good. We got the glass in, that's not the original glass I ordered, but I just made this work, you know, the covers. We've got some designs, dot punch design on both sides, and here we've got a bird-like latch and we've got this here. Doesn't look too bad really. The next thing to do was to just spot weld this nut onto the beginning of the chimney there, and that'll give us some chimney action which will suck up and keep the fire going, I would imagine. There we. Yep, that seems to be working much better than without the little chimney pipe on. That creates some good vacuum, I believe. How you doing, little chimney pipe? And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did making this wood stove. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.